Hello everyone and welcome back to Austin Talks, where today I am finally doing my Andor review. Took me long enough. Took me a while to get around to this because I had so much to do and I completely forgot to watch Andor, and that's why I was so delayed. But here now, got it done, and let's just get right into it. I don't think I'm really gonna brag about it, yes. So, let's go in. So, how good was it? So, as I said before in my predictions, I did not have high hopes when I went into watching this, but the reason I liked it so much is that it was a good series, and it honors the character we lost in Rogue One, and it kind of gives more depth to him, if you know what I mean. It gives more depth, and it also shows the capability of Star Wars and how they can change things up. Mainly I like it because it's a new type of series and on a much more serious scale. I would say this is probably the most serious, well actually second most serious series we've had. It goes Obi-Wan Kenobi, Andor, then probably Mandalorian. Now Mandalorian and Andor's tied, but like this is, I know what like serious level is, and this definitely hits that scale, I'll say that much. Right. Why is it actually called Andor? Though the obvious answer is because his name his name is Cassian Andor. You realise that is his last name. His mother Marva, her last name was Andor, so she changed it. And the attempt to capture the family of Andor because they originate from Kinari, the Forbidden Planet. Now, this is just the thing is that I didn't read much into it when it actually came out, but now realizing it's actually all about Andor's family and mainly like Cassian Andor, but like it honors the Andor name, which I think's good. And like I thought that was a bit weird because I considered watching it and I was like, why is it called Andor? Because it's Cassian Andor. I mean, obviously, a lot of things are called by the last name, but like this, just a tad bit weird to me. Just a tad bit weird. But then I looked into this. I was like, oh yeah, because it's his last name. Honoring the family. Got it. It made more sense to me at the time. Right. The imagery in this series. Oh my god. The places we saw were just jaw-dropping. The locations were complemented every little scene beautiful, and to be honest, Kinari did sort of remind me of Maze Runner. The way that this place does sort of remind me of Maze Runner, as it is an abandoned place, and it also is a place people think doesn't exist, and it is a place that is sort of exiled. Does anyone else agree with me? And the Empire meeting room gives me chills. That room, oh my god. That room was absolutely, it's what a meeting room should be. It's like clean, like no windows at all, just plain dark black. Oh no, plain white, in black suits. That'd be great. I thought that was quite fun. So now onto one of the most curious and weird characters of the series, Luthen Real, or whatever. Throughout every episode he appeared in, he was like a very good mentor to Andor, and that is why he is on his way, is the way he is in Rogue One, and I'm guessing in the potential confirmed season 2. So like, what I mean here is like, Luthen is the person who made Andor be the person he is in Rogue One and the confirmed season 2, which I'll get onto in a little bit. Then Luthen's speech in, don't know who it was, I forgot his name. They were like in a starship place. And Luthen's speech, that when he starts ranting on and on, the words flow out like as it fits in a puzzle. It seems he was a broken man, that he has come to accept that, and this whole speech is a good use of a character development. Really good use. Yeah, like, honestly, when before that, we really didn't know much about him. But when this was said, I was just like, now we know who he was and now who he thinks he is now. And that adds a lot of depth to what a character's making and all that. And I'm saying this because I like writing my own stuff. So I understand, like, it is good because it's just affecting. It's showing the what's the word? He's like showing how he has been affected, and what he's come to accept in his life, which I think is really deep and yeah. Right, Cassian Andor has a big brain. It seems that in this series, in every obstacle that he runs into, he was an instant way to bypass that obstacle. And also the way he thinks makes everyone seem incredibly stupid. It kind of reminds me of Han Solo, but like with 160 IQ. He has big brain. And then when it comes to, there was a couple scenes where he's just there like, what to do? And then I saw this thing on YouTube where they added like stupid sound effects to this. It made it sound so much better. You see that brain on the screen? That gets bigger because he is smart. He is very smart. So by far everything he did reminded me of like, oh yeah, that's why it's a series, because he's actually smart. Han Solo got his own movie. Doesn't mean he was smart in that. Oh, no way, Jose. No way. He was far from it. Right, the Senator and Rebel attack scene. Oh, this scene gave me chills. There's something about this scene that makes you think of a mystery, because the Senate still exists, but as the Imperial Judgment. And the way that people were whispering and left honestly must have felt rough. But the mystery and drama were like a police show. Like if you watch like one of those police dramas, they're so cool, and it just makes you want to see more, which is a good thing when it comes to a series such as this. At first, it took me a while to get into it. It took me a good while, but this scene was like, whoa, really cool. But yeah, she was just there sitting there like, why are they leaving? Why? What? She was so confused, but. It was quite like, yeah, I get it. But I was so I really wanted to see when they said, oh, there was a rebel attack last night. What? Yes, that was very curious to see. Now, the bell ritual. I won't lie, that guy who does the ritual with the bells has got it so easy, and I'm curious to know how much he gets paid, because all he's doing is banging a Beskar looking table in order to, and I think it's actually made out Beskar, because I think that's, and I don't even know, but I like I don't even know what it is made out of, because I no comprehende. So I actually do think it's made out of Beskar, or whatever is coming from this Canary place. Very well. As we all know, so Andy Serkis's second Star Wars character, as we all know, he played supremely Snoke until he lost his torso, and came back to play a deep character in Andor named Keanu Loy. This character was a very motivated and knew the ins and outs. That should have been a K for the editor of this PowerPoint. And knew to the ins and outs, and his speech in the command center was true. It was a true savior talk, and definitely the person to rely on in that. But it needed a tiny push from Andor. It's so funny because he says he says something, then he says something quick, and then Andor goes, "That's all you've got? Come on, say more." It's just like, I don't think you actually truly care about your people, other than you would have been saying things to them. Yeah, I mean, I would have said something like, we all have gone through so much, and I think it's time we all break free and get from this treacherous thingy, whatever. I would have said something probably a tiny bit better than what was said, but anyway. Right, the spaceship battle scene. I honestly think I chose a great picture, because you have someone they're all like, hold on tight. I'm going to be honest, I think Andor is the next Han Solo. His fighter pilot skills were awesome, and his personality when it comes to ships is cocky and dangerous, much like the smuggler we all know and love, Han Solo. And I don't mind it. I don't mind this. It's nice to see they are carrying a good legacy properly. Bearing in mind, he dies before Han Solo, so yeah, but Just had a sip of my coffee. But yeah, it's just different, and I like we getting, because obviously this takes place before, but it's coming out after. But I do think it's nice how they're honoring Han Solo and how his death, and how Harrison Ford is no longer playing a Star Wars character because he's dead. Well, kind of. There was a meme because he died in The Force Awakens, and then I think it's like, is he or something? Yeah, it was like he goes, "What, Dad? Why are you here? For more money." And turns out I like acting. and more clickbait for people to do on Star Wars. And think that Han Solo is now alive. So yes, that was quite funny, but not the time. The time is not right now. That's for sure. Right. The Empire is extremely weird in this. Right. Now, don't get me wrong, they are menacing as always, but this version of the Empire is definitely young because their ideas compared to the stuff they do in A New Hope, which is only a few years away at this point. Let's just say they need to get moving now if they don't want to be choked by Darth Vader. Their ideas were peak, man. I was questioning some of the things they were saying. I was just like, what? And yeah, the one thing I thought is how they have portrayed Kanari, and how low profile it is, because it is designated to the Empire, and this could open a few doors for the future for sure. And I think it's good for Star Wars to do that, open more doors, create more things, because that's still what they're doing. And yes, and this guy, I've forgotten his name. He was so petty in this. He was like, I'm gonna tell me where this person is. No, right, I'm calling the Empire. I'm snitching on you. Basically a big snitch. Yeah, and in the Empire, I did not know this. And then I saw it on TikTok, and it was like, remember this guy from Clone Wars? Then it was a clip from Andor. It's like, it's the same guy, and I'm like, what? I will say he is not aged well, not at all. That mustache looks like a just elongated Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, like it was a Charlie Chaplin one. But I like that the way that the Empire was portrayed, but just maybe a tad bit. Like, so I know this is like practically straight after what do you call it? New Hope? No, not New Hope. Revenge of the Sith. But you're not that dumb. I know stupid. You're not that stupid. Like, come on, lads. Come on. Anyway, the stormtroopers. Oh, I love this scene. Absolutely loved it. And this was good to see because it shows they are smart. Because people wanted a link of Clone Wars, but a link to the rebellion. So if I'm right, they were still clones who acted as high-end troopers, right? Either way, this is a big brain idea, and I like it. I found out. So once I found out about that, that guy is from Clone Wars, I was just like, oh, that's where the clone troopers come from. Because I saw that, then I was looking at the clone troopers. I was just like, what? I'm slightly confusion. Yeah, well, not slightly, very confusion. I did not understand it one bit. Because what confused me was there was clone troopers, and then there was a guy with an imperial robe, and I'm like, what? Hold up, that don't make sense. And that's like, and you can't even say that this is a flashback either. It's not. That is clone troopers in an imperial robe. That's way before. That's way after the Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, and I remember correctly, they changed their suits after to red and white. So what's going on here? Like, did they just like, we didn't make enough helmets, just wear the old ones. And I must say, that moon at the top left, it kind of looks like Yoda, just in a very contained space. Just that caught my eye right now. Funny. Now, Marva's death and speech. Oh, this got me moving, mainly because of the actor. This scene is much like a catalyst for Andor, but this would have been so much better if it was at the beginning. Right, a person who makes this, you know who you are. I can't read that. It was at the beginning of the series and had some flashbacks to Marva, but for the final battle, this was a perfect catalyst. And it's sort of like when a mayor makes a movement, but that's just me. This series has such, what's the word am I looking for? I'm looking for one word. What is it? Real life. How did I not get that? Jeez, I'm growing old. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of when people just in real life places. This is what can happen. This is facts. Yeah, and this I think yes I do. Right, considering this is not made. This is not made by me. I tell the person what my ideas are. They just put it into a slide and then blah 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 blah. Yes. I'm going to fire you if you can't do this. Check spelling. Obviously, I'm not going to fire you. You are a great editor, and I thank you for that. But spell better. Anyway, the final battle. Yes, this scene. This scene is one of the best scenes in Star Wars history. Wow, that was like off my words. Because it is like they're protesting them, and the Empire is like police trying to stop the protest. And this is why this series has so many serious tones, because it relates to things in the real world. And this scene is a good reflection of that. Yeah, like this trumpets for the funeral of Marva, I guess. And this is is a great catalyst. But it would have been better if it was at the beginning. But I love the way that Marva's portrayed throughout the series. She's a fighter. She did not give up. The Empire, and do this for me, do this. And she was like, yeah, go on, dream on. And I love that attitude. And it shows she's a very dependent woman, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this final battle, the Imperials trying to block them off. That ain't happening. I would have loved to seen someone have that trumpet and whack an Imperial trooper with it. That would have been comedy gold. Right, now, for someone who hated Rogue One, The Rise of the Rebellion. This was a perfect link and the engine to and there's practically the engine to the Rogue One and what truly means. And when it came out, it meant absolutely nothing because but now it has meaning to me, at least. My father thinks that the thing was godly because he says there's something called Rogue Squadron coming out later next year, and I'm like, oh great. And he went, hey, don't be putting down the rebellion. I'm like, well, the Rogue One was not a happy. It was just that it was not good. It was absolutely shocking. What was it on Rotten Tomatoes? I'm actually curious. So, Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Yes, we want Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know why it's called Rotten Tomatoes. Any question? You visited this page in the 10th, the 9th, and the 21st. I'm looking for... What am I looking for again, everyone? Oh, right, yes. The Andor. No, not Andor. Rogue One, you donut. Rogue One. No way you get this wrong. 84%? Hell no. There is no way that is possible. 84% for critics. 87%. Jeez, am I like the only person that did not like that? I understand that, but I hated it. I despised it. Force Awakens, how was that rated good? I do not know. But yeah, anyway, My dad thinks, oh, that film was great. I'm like, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Anyway, now the worst episode, in my opinion, was the first. The first episode was the draggiest of them all, and the series really started with the second episode. But to be honest, I've never felt so bored. The whole reason for it, I want to find my sister, and I'm gonna kill 2 officers because they were trying to bug me. That was prolonged for 40 minutes. You could have cut that in for the second episode, and just the first one was so draggy. I've never felt bored watching something in my life, but I'm happy. I'm happy, I guess. I really had to say that. Right now, these what's it called? These posters may be weird. These are all the posters that came out every week before these. For me, they got notified every week. So first one was that. Second I'd give a 6. Third, solid 7. We went literally up and then we went down for the 4th episode. The 6th, no, that's the 5th. You donut, not bad. Episode 6, godly. Episode 7, what's better than godly? Well, no, episode 6 was great. Episode 7, godly. Episode 8, very good. Episode 9, 10, 11. 9, great. Episode 10, it's pretty the same. And then the last episode, well, that episode was great. And then my favourite episode is the final episode. This episode was the peak of Star Wars art. Knowing the true meaning of the series makes the episode have so much more meaning, and to be honest, it makes you think of a real world. That's what this whole thing does. And this is one of the aspects of the series overall that I liked, and this episode reflects that. I couldn't ask for a better episode. It was a great send-off, and I think it was a great way to introduce the second season that is confirmed. And yes, now down for the series rating, I would presume, which is 8.8. Series rating 8.8. This is a solid, and as a series overall, it has hit it bang on. And if they took the first episode out and just left that clip in, it would be a solid 9 or 10. Probably a solid 10. But you kept that clip in for the second episode, made that the first 11 episodes. Easy. It's easy said than done. So yeah, that's just me. That's the door shut. Who the hell was that? I completely agree with it. I completely say take that clip out, put it in the second episode, make that the first. You got a great series. Right, fan theories. Oh, my favourite. Luton's gallery of the Jedi artifacts and other Star Wars Easter eggs, including Starkiller Sith Stalker armor from Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, Jedi and Sith holocrons, and the Mortis Morel. And this could all mean he was a previous Jedi. Thank you. I said that. I watched that episode with a mate, and I spotted the Starkiller Sith Stalker, and I was sitting there like, was he another one? And he spotted the holocrons. He was like, what? He could be a Jedi, previous Jedi, which is a great thing. I'd love that. And knowing that Palpatine was allied with Mon Mothma, there is a definite history between them, and I think that that history is when Palpatine was senator. Mon Mothma was a senate that agreed with his actions, which of course led to the Imperial Empire, their nemesis. Yeah, kind of, because she kind of was the cause. She even said, like, I'm the cause for the Empire. Yeah, you're not wrong. Very not wrong. Like, yeah, I would actually, yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Now, in this series, there are a lot of manipulative things said and done in this series, and I think there's someone the cause of that, and I've not even read this, and I'm going to say Palpatine, and that would be Palpatine. Wow. and that would be Palpatine, because he has done it before. He wants the power of the galaxy, and that is the reason that many convenient things happen. I'm sorry, but that's just every time. Actually, I'd rank them. Luthen's first one, Mon Mothma's was second, that one's the third one. I'm sorry, you're just practically trying to incorporate Palpatine into everything. He already is. Getting a dry throat there. But yeah, I'm sorry, but like, Palpatine's in everything. So yeah, he's in a lot of things, sadly. The best edit. Now, will there be season 2? As a matter of fact, the second season was confirmed before the series even started, and after what has happened in the series, I'm very curious to see where they go with it. Despite my opinions of the series, the more Star Wars, the better. You can't lie with that. Star Wars is godly. Star Wars is great. We love Star Wars. So yes, I agree with this. So yes, we'll see where it goes from there. And yeah, I can't wait for the second season. Probably come out next year, possibly. Right. Anyway, everyone, that'll be the end of today's video. We're not so far away from Christmas now. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. It really helped the channel out. And comment what else you would like to see on this channel. And also, Merry Christmas, everyone. And everyone have a great day. Alright, everyone. Bye.